A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. Welcome to my channel. My name is Samuel and I want to make self-growth normal. If you want to make self-growth normal, because I don't want to do it alone, then make sure to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It helps with ranking and SEO and all this other stuff, and I really appreciate it because so much work goes into making these videos. I like to think that a good read or listen of anything by Eckhart Tolle is like a therapy session with a part of yourself that you not only didn't know existed, but also will never fully understand. And every read or listen after that is another step toward accepting that part of yourself. Eckhart Tolle, a lot of people who know my content might not know this, but my third favorite book ever is The Power of Now, his book. And if you're watching this, chances are you probably know that book. If you don't, I highly recommend checking it out. But the reason I mention it is, in my experience, there's something very peculiar about the second book you read from the author of a personal favorite. And I think I'm going to try to spend a lot of this review trying to separate these two books from each other, not just for myself, but so that you guys can have kind of an idea of what to look out for. And you don't get this book all worried about that maybe it's like the same thing as the other one. So I really love in the beginning that he compared human beings experiencing enlightenment to blooming flowers. But it's interesting what he says after that about like human attachment to inanimate objects for egoic reasons. You know, the ego's need for more. Like, if you get this book, I think you will realize further than you maybe already do the absurdity of consumerism in a country like America. I think this one, although later in the book it kind of talks a little bit about presence, it does, for the most part, kind of externalize so many concepts that are unique to Eckhart Tolle's personal brand and its values and what it tends to consider and how what kind of messages he preaches to his audience. So it's not as much like about presence and, in general, the infinite depth of the present moment. But I think something that makes Eckhart Tolle very unique is his focus on negative thinking. A lot of teachers with this whole law of attraction movement, they focus so much on solely positive thinking. Well, what happens if you have negative thoughts? Humans are, you know, like Brene Brown says, people are just people. Everyone has flaws and insecurities, and we will never be 100% happy 100% of the time. So what if you have negative thoughts? What are you supposed to do about that? How can you condition yourself and kind of hack your, I don't know what to say, like spiritual, like intuition or biology? Our brains aren't designed to be happy. But the spiritual mechanics, I'll call him that. Let's call him that for now. He really gets into those. And like, he has a term, I don't know if he came up with it, it's called the pain body, which he talks about. But instead of the pain body like within you or me or just a singular person, he talks about collective pain bodies and pain bodies outside of ourselves. Again, there's a focus on internal problems. He basically says that as long as you are in a bad mood, there's a part of you that finds pleasure in that pain. And that is the part of you that's keeping you in that bad mood. If that weren't true, you wouldn't be in a bad mood. And a lot of the entertainment industry caters to this. That's why I don't make music anymore. It's one of billions of reasons. I don't even listen to it anymore. It's why I don't like to watch movies. Well, I try to get away. I try to just not participate in those things just as much as I can. But a lot of loopholes in this thinking and actions, those are tackled in the book as well. And The Power of Now. He talks about collective pain bodies, like the female collective pain body, far beyond simply the menstrual cycle. He talks about national and racial ones as well, and their history. He said, in some nations, the collective pain body is so acute that a significant part of the population finds itself forced to act out in an endless and insane cycle of perpetration? That's a word? And retribution. From a superficial level, I believe one could find this book woke or trippy, per se, because it's like there's a part of you that you're trying to separate from you. The book is like, here are the differences between rising above and falling below human consciousness. He talks about so many different things, like the differences between the form and the formless, and why people get addicted to things, and what stops them from breaking the addictions, and how they can break the addictions. And it's like this continuous shedding of layers and layers, and it'll probably never stop. The causes of ego inflation, the last chapter or two probably, has this profound depth. It drills into the links between success and purpose, then what the new earth looks like. I have never heard a perspective on success like Eckhart Tolle's. Like, this man is just, he's got something going for him that, like, I have no idea what other teachers can say. I wonder who his mentors are, actually. I wonder who taught him. But then he talks about the frequency holders. That group of people is like such a concept. Maybe you and me, maybe we are frequency holders, but like, let's not get carried away, okay? Let's not identify ourselves as anything. Let's try not to do that, because that is trapping ourselves in form, and that is ego. Quotes: "The consciousness that says I am is not the consciousness that thinks. They were so wrong that they had to be killed. The finger pointing at the moon is not the moon. Cleverness divides, intelligence includes. You then realize that life lives you. Life is the dancer and you are the dance. You are then like an apparently poor person who does not know he has a bank account with $100 million in it, and so his wealth remains an unexpressed potential." Direction 1. I recommend this book for anyone really who has depression and or anxiety, and especially anyone with anger issues. I think they would particularly get a lot out of this one. And anyone who is like chronically stressed or bored with doing the same things every day. That, and really anyone who's curious about human consciousness, particularly collective human consciousness. Direction 2. If you like this book, I obviously recommend The Power of Now. I know a lot of people get this book after The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, but I might never review The Power of Now because of how much I love that book. I don't think any amount of words that I could use in 7 to 15 minutes could describe how much value using the information in that book has offered to my life. But I don't know. I think it's an amazing book. I think you should check both of them out. A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. Awakening to your, Awakening for your true life's purpose. There's a link in the description if you guys want to check it out and read the reviews. That and all the other books that I mentioned in this video as well, if you want to check those out too. If there are any other books that you guys want me to check out review, please let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know if you checked out this book and you like it, but hey, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, because I don't know why people watch this far into my videos and they don't subscribe, but if you did subscribe and you want to turn it up just a notch and turn on that notification bell to receive a notification every time I drop a new video, that would mean the world to me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. You can find me everywhere, and I will see you then.